Hi everyone, I'm Frank Demora, and today is December the 2nd, 2011. If you just found my YouTube channel, please, I invite you to go to my prophecy site, BibleProphecyMan.com. And you'll notice that I put up uh, the link here for you so that you could see if you're brand new. When you go to my website, you'll see the banner here, and underneath the banner, underneath the book, you'll see a link. When you click this link, you'll be able to read my book today for free. So please take advantage of this free offer. Now, what I'd like to show you today, I'm going to go to another part of another site that I have up, which was an earlier post that I put up. Now I'm going to scroll up so you can see. When you go to my website, if you keep scrolling, you're going to get all kinds of information. But I want to show you when I said this. This was back in July, and I had other warnings earlier this year in January as well. But I want to show you, just so you can see the date here is July 2011. I did this July 2011, the actual date, July 29th. Now in this post, this is one of the prophecies that I was talking about that I wanted to show you today. And it has to do with a prophecy in Isaiah chapter 19. And I'm just read this. It says Isaiah chapter 19, Joel chapter 3 verse 19 deals with the Egyptians in turmoil. We all know now that we've been seeing this take place since January. We know from the prophecies that the Egyptians would be set against Egyptians. If you watch the news in the beginning of this year, you would witness the start of this turmoil and how things in Egypt are heating up again. Now pay attention to what you see here in blue. Once again, I must point out that I have warned you to watch the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood, keep that in mind, because they are the ones who I believe will be put into office. And they are the ones who want to wipe Israel off the map. Now we know, when you go to my book, for example, I give you a map and or actually a picture of Jerusalem. And underneath the picture I outline every one of the nations in Psalm 83 that will be attacking Israel in the last days. Egypt is one of those nations, all right? So we saw the breakup of Egypt. We saw the turmoil in Egypt, the civil war that Jesus talked about in Matthew 24:7. That took place. Now, I told you what was going to happen before it took place because I know what Psalm 83 says, and I know that in that psalm we have to have an organization, a government that would hate Israel, and this is it. So was my warning a good warning or not? Let's take a look. I'm going to blow this up a little bit more for you so that you can see it. Muslim Brotherhood takes elections by storm. And let's go down here. It says judges overseeing the vote count in Egypt's parliamentary elections say to the Islamic parties have won a majority of the contested seats in the first round. The judges spoke on condition, of course, anonymity. They don't want to tell who they are, because official results are expecting to be released later Thursday. They say that the Muslim Brotherhood could take 45% of the seats up for grabs. The liberal Egyptian bloc coalition and the ultra-fundamentalist Noor party are competing for the second place. Together with the Islamic Party, are expected to control the majority of the parliamentary seats by March. So you have my warning actually came to pass only because I know what the Lord has shown me through His Word. I'm not a prophet. All I'm doing is reading what the Lord has warned what was going to happen in the future. And if we see Egypt coming against Israel, it only makes common sense that there's going to be a government formed that will hate Israel, and this is it right here. So we're getting very, very close now. The governments are being set in place for that attack and that fulfillment. Now, a lot of people have asked me questions. What wars come first? This is what I see from the scriptures. The Psalm war will take place. That's the war with all the bordering nations around Israel will attack Israel, of which we know that the Muslim Brotherhood now will be taking Egypt in there. And then once that war is over, and that war, I believe, will be taking place when they're calling for peace and safety, as it says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. And Paul warns us that sudden destruction will come, and we know that sudden destruction will probably be the culmination of the Psalm 83 war. Then, after that war is over, there's going to be another war. That war is when Russia, the leader of Russia, which I posted a video about that today also at my website, which I recommend that you go read, that the leader of Russia, which I believe will be Putin, is going to bring down a host of Islamic nations, of which Iran is one of their major allies, Turkey is one of their major allies, and so is Libya and other nations. So that would be the second war. Now, I believe that war will be a period that will begin and it could launch the peace agreement that Daniel talks about, or this covenant, 927. And the reason why I say that is because in that battle we see that when the Muslims come, that's going to be a war that will last very shortly. But it says in the scriptures, when you read chapter 38 and 39, that Israel is told not to burn any of their forest, taking any wood out of their forest for 7 years. And that's the total length of the tribulation period. So it just could happen. I can't tell you for sure, but it could happen that immediately after that attack, then we would see the Antichrist come up, making a covenant, say, go ahead and build your temple to Israel. You don't have any enemies around. They would start building that temple, which would be at the beginning of the tribulation period. The Antichrist would be revealed, and there you go. You're into the 7-year tribulation. I don't know if that's going to happen exactly that way, but we do know that the Psalm 83 war and the Ezekiel war have to happen, and all the signs and indications of the Psalm 83 war is being lined up, and we need to keep paying attention to this.